We are on elimination day. I'm looking straight at Muffin.
All right.
You know, this
We
player
got
has
Giantx
had a
on
spectacular
defense. We got
performance
ALG on
online thus
attack.
far. We've gotten the jitters out of the way. It's second day.
And
they are on the attack
we got a
side.
weird comp for Giantx. It should be fine on defense.
Ooh, I like this little
Like, I think they have to get like 8 rounds here, really.
Oh,
that's not gonna help.
Though. You said the name and she's already getting a name up in lights. On the board, good start here. You want to see them be confident on the beginning because they had a really hard beginning game. So already that C site is under their banner. One towards the backside, though, could be an issue. But the flash is fantastic again. Excellent work between Ginny and Muffin to really secure this side of the map. But
do you know what was really weird about this?
3v2 is
So Giantx, you play like this Viper wall, right? And the main thing about this Viper wall is that you can fast flood sight because it blocks vision, right? You pop this up and then obviously you isolate this area so you can just run into the site. No one sent it into the site.
And now does get to slip ahead. Stunner couldn't follow up though. An ALG. Big start there.
Nice.
Big start, decisive as well. The way that Muffin was just following through that garage control with that dart. And I gotta say that the Viper wall definitely made me a little nervous as they got into that C site. But that pause, the composure on the hit to wait for Ginny's flash to just clear that whole back site. So right away, ALG, beautiful start on this pistol.
Yeah,
and
two people sitting in spawn, that's criminal.
Like that, just completely defending the post plant.
And it makes me worry a little less after a really, probably quite devastating loss in that first series.
Okay,
right,
one sheriff on defense and on attack. We've got the human drone, or the one death that they're allowed.
I'm seeing at least a sheriff out, but that's
I kind of like this from Giantx. They do a default with the smoke and they put a turret in front of it to get info.
Want to get that long line. Information is the name of the game for Giantx specifically. Lacking that Cypher util, lacking even the Sova to give that mid-round info. So they want to make the attackers feel like at any point they might just scrim past that line and apply that sort of pressure. So, nice hit.
60, tries to play off the smoke, but overwhelmed. It was a gamble stack from Giantx, kind of playing behind that wall, and maybe that wall alone was enough that ALG went, I don't like what I'm seeing there, let's go for this A piece instead.
Yeah, you saw Mayuri's turret there deep as well. I wish she would have
lovely
waited for
recon.
that turret to go off to peak, but you're right. With just a classic, it was already a very tall task, and clean up the eeks here. Get those eeks.
Absolute eco cobras. Let's see. Now, again, for Muffin, really great work towards the ult very early on, but down on 20 HP,
nice.
don't want to see them going too far to
3 armory buys, keep every single gun.
Muffin does get another, so 2 away from the ult. This early on is lovely to have in that back pocket, maybe for that first gun round. I mean, potentially even towards the bonus.
Yeah, huge luxury for sure. Definitely just changes up the pace.
There they are.
In a clean round, it definitely feels bad when the defenders just walk away with only damage, but gotta carry away with whatever copium you can. And they want to look to jiggle front B, and if they don't get spotted, I think ALG want to.
Okay, for their bonus rounds, they go fast B with the plan.
Here in util nice and early. I like this.
Nice, they break the molly that was
See the
there.
setup that Yori's going for, so none of it truly affected, just
They don't go for the retake wall, they go for the front B
they didn't like what they saw. Maybe that deep
garage
slowed them down a little bit.
C long.
Fault line still in the back pocket of Ginny. There's going to be a lot of utility coming through here off the back of the information on this drone.
Waiting for the timing for this to go. ALG really patient, creeping a bit close towards middle. Could deal with that alarm bot.
Here.
And then see the reset off the back. Could now see that flex through towards garage. Wall goes up. And it looks like that ALG drone is going to be the go up.
I'm a little bit nervous for the double setup in garage.
The pace is really nice from ALG. That front B sniff a little bit.
Oh, but Miori still gets a kill.
I'm incredibly surprised. The stun,
the smoke was in place. There was no support by Sarah, but still Miori gets one and gets away. This is now maybe stalling out ALG a little bit.
Yeah, that stall, the molly coming out from Sarah, that bait and switch, and look at Miori. She slipped back into this exact position.
Hey, no AL drone to clear gets trickier and trickier.
30 seconds left.
You know, what are you meant to do with this? They're going to have to look to maybe pivot towards this B site. Just going to run themselves in towards it. Ness is there, falls away, going to hit the
they get a plant down
all
4 on the site.
And already it's looking a little bit rough around the edges. ALG alive with just 2. This is going to be tough. Bonus round though, nice angle for Ginny.
Oh my god, I thought there was a line up there. I thought it was 3.
Stand in to step in
Hey,
to
I think
try
they did great
and deliver.
damage-wise.
Can't achieve it. to make it out of the bonus
3 down
for Giantx and the round in their hands.
I really liked the way ALG approached this round. You know, usually we do see a lot faster pace on the bonuses, but they really tried to work the map and misdirect and keep GX guessing the whole way through it. Unfortunately for ALG, I mean, GX, Miori, that reposition back into that garage gave them the information that they have to defend that front B, so good reactions from the defenders. And ALG for the first time this happened,
like we said, did enough damage, so big buy round.
Want to see what's going on towards this
Whoever loses has to eco.
what kind of utility they're going to be dealing with.
Okay, now they go for the fast retake wall. The good thing about this wall as well is, well, at least against a Killjoy, it normally blocks vision. You can do the same against the Cypher cam.
Too much pressure, but it does play in Juliana. That's lovely. Little 1-2 punch, all eyes focused towards long, and the push up through sewer works really well.
Yeah, no trade in sight. That is going to be devastating for ALG.
Yeah, and they take so much space with this push.
Off the table now. And with Ginny's fault line off, they've just got to pause. They've got to hope for some sort of pick. Hopefully Leyen draw some sort of attention towards this front B, but look at all the information Miori has as well. The defenders in GX, they feel in full control so far.
And I love seeing what kind of Ness is doing and Sarah's doing, that kind of back and forth check.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Kala Sound's going to do too much. They're just trying to make sure that the pressure in Garage like has enough timing that they could have got into Garage window. And obviously 2 spots, they're trying to make sure that it's held.
Sound cues alone would give away so much, and Julia is just holding this down so comfortable. One by one they're coming up, and it's very, very easy. Now the slip through towards B could cause an issue. This is the one that could maybe open up a chance. Suddenly,
right, I mean, they're definitely going to plant here.
That's already made its way back around towards B. This late B hit, 25 seconds, a decent opportunity here.
Still has blind.
Killjoy down C long as well is gonna break the trip, and then it's gonna get a little bit weird. Trip gets broken. I think the Omen might just have to perma sit here. Yeah, this is a very doable 3v5.
Timing is everything too, still dedicated.
They got good positions.
A little bit deeper towards Cubby. ALG
the Omen flash over towards here once they push and break the trip could be great.
Playing the first contact spot, beautiful, nice synergy together. Again, the utility is on point, but now the numbers more even.
And they got really good positions on this. It was great.
Now towards the
ah, look at that. No one even went down. They maybe tanked like, what, 1 bullet each? That was awesome.
Disadvantage the whole time. We talked about Shimi Lu, the ringer, coming in, getting just taken out. No trade.
Yeah, it was cool in the afterplan, right? Trip gets broken. I thought they were going to Omen flash. They went for the stun on top, and then we just had everyone that could play off each other.
The fact that Leyen didn't have any fear, but actually took the space off the pick and went backside B really helped out this post plant coming through here for ALG.
And I'm looking at the snowball effect here.
Hey, bro, how we doing? Dude, I was loving yesterday, man. That crowd is crazy.
You got Cyphers there. You've got
I've never really seen that in esports.
You have the Hunter's Fury on the other side, a little bit further off, and the money now in a bad predicament. For Giantx, they need a bit of stability here. It feels like they were taking the correct first steps, but that was a stark reminder that mid-rounding is so imperative. So,
like even CS majors are like maybe at
try
max.
And do something a little bit cheeky.
Like 15,
I'd like to see Smurfette going
15K.
For a forward duel, a forward pick. You know, the desk talked about it. Smurfette had a little bit of a slower start on day 1. On
I remember London was like 15, 18.
With the flashes in her back pocket, she can really
imagine Cake Open Champs in Paris. Yeah, I was saying that.
And make some cheeky plays. So you
it has to happen, man. Make it happen.
Making the right read. The adjustments are coming through.
Does get scary.
Cover going out.
Even with just the pistols, there's so many players and the right piece of utility played at the right time, but that wasn't it. And look at the information. Muffin though, tunnel vision towards the player on the outline. And now Sarah and Ness with the punish.
Whoa, we hit so many shots with the fast floods. Yeah, and they get 3 gun upgrades as well.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know how they handled the first eco, like buying that 1 gun of the Ghost. I feel like they could have done that. They needed to default a little bit more.
GX already fully stacking towards there.
Like they just committed so early to this.
I saw a little bit more utility coming out from
yeah,
ALG
same.
here to understand that hey, we're gonna have to overutil to get into the site here, but Great shots coming out for GX. Those sheriffs are so deadly, Lord.
They always are. I mean, there's a reason we always kind of hold our breath every now and then we see it, especially when, you know, the sight stacks in the right
The
place.
minimum sheriff doesn't look that bad though. I've just never seen the areas before. That looks mental.
You know, it feels almost heaven sent at that point, but time to maybe find an answer back for yourself here. Miori's the one who's going to be feeling the pressure. We do have the knives, I think, invested into as well for Muffin. And we're seeing a lot of those ults coming in, but can they isolate the player? I don't know if Muffin caught the glimpse.
Great server ult. No way the Omen TP'd literally into it. They're a molly here as well to tank damage, or is it the Viper
Sarah
smoke?
from God knows where just got impact coming out, and now you're down to the last two. Any opportunities? I don't think so. That was a big investment of ult. She had the Hunter's Fury there and the knives. And only able to take down Miori. May not be enough, but
wait a minute.
Evacuating the site. Now, is there a rifle to be recovered perhaps? And
they kind of realize it's at least a free sight with this. Free sight, gun down. Ult. I mean, ult at least will give him a bit of space. Did you spot the gun? Okay.
Now in hand.
This gives a lot of time for Shimilu to get this Pokemon.
If there's like a
maybe Leon can
mad recon, it's doable. I would be interested to see if the Yoru wants the ult. It would be alright with an ult here just to get money good.
Gonna need a free.
But we're kind of going one by one.
Not clean enough. Sarah swift with it on the cross through, leaving Shimilu in a really tough predicament. A 1v4.
Okay.
Very unlikely.
They handled it very well. I got a bit worried because honestly, if Sarah goes down there, it becomes a weird run.
They played calm, moved away from the site, played retake.
Yeah, and it comes down to that Viper Molly that was shocking. All of a sudden that Sarah came out, and that's the key thing about Vipers. It's not something
it was Viper Molly. Yeah, tag the Viper Molly. Oh, this Viper Molly did so much.
Yeah, and that's the danger, right? Is
got him 2 kills.
Long-range Viper Mollies, and when you get spotted trying to make a rush happen, that Viper Molly lands, and so even though the Jet is in the site, they have no help. Yeah. No one else can get into the site. So one of the benefits, surely, of Viper coming through strong there for GX and ALG, they're going to have to tighten up their spacing here.
Spot on. Now, you're seeing the swings and roundabouts back in. The ults are firmly in place for Giantx, and they are looking to
like
maybe
this setup,
exploit that further.
Viper
you just heard it. The Viper's Pit going down
you
towards
got
A,
2 positions to hide into if they commit towards short. Gonna tank loads of HP, and then we've got the alarm bot to cover behind.
ALG just pinged down deep into short A.
Kind of looks like Giantx have used this before with how the ALG are playing it. This is very decisive 4-person push over towards long. They spot the alarm bot, they get the ult and descend it. And then the Cypher should honestly just chill here the whole time.
We're going to be tasked with dealing with Sarah at some point. Slow and steady, but they found a gap in this, right?
Will they wait for the drone?
Oh, drone could be huge. Sarah, you got to pick your poison, and actually wins the fight. What? That looked fully blind to my eye, but
wait, what?
Maybe from her perspective, there's more to be seen.
I'm so confused. What?
Make sure.
Oh, we got the volley lineup for this. I haven't seen this for ages. And actually work. Breach damage. Not gonna kill it. Needs something else. Here comes the shock. First shock missed. Oh boy. Oh no.
There's no time.
Oh no.
That was a misplay. I don't know what the plan was, but it was an absolute misplay. And now the problems are mounting. You're down to 1. Ginny has to face the music and face the firing squad. Giantx.
What do you reckon? The first shock like missed, and then she was like, okay, don't actually know the lineup for this. Because she had another one.
I don't know if it was misutil
some sort of
or
curveball.
something.
Yeah, maybe Ginny wanted to ult into spawn instead of into the site, but they all stayed into the
what
site
is that?
there at Graffiti.
There's no one on my screen for this kill.
I truly don't know. Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's you know, for ALG's side, for these last 3 rounds,
oh boy,
especially
the
with
insta face palm.
And that first bonus went. This is a huge tide turn. ALG, they've got to stabilize here because they've looked fantastic in the first 4 rounds.
I'm quite a little surprised there wasn't maybe a timeout there to check in. 3 in a row starts to feel quite oppressive, but maybe feeling they're still in a good enough position. We're going to start seeing those ults being invested now. Yeah, some of
you know how I said that everyone does the TSM ult? There it is.
Caught off guard, and ALG doing wonders here. Should be able to get a plant. Muffin turns that easy light work for Muffin.
Oh, insta reload.
Back towards spawn.
Oh.
Julian can't trade it. Quickly gets out of danger. And this is so nice. I want to see more like this from ALG. Clean in everything they do. Julina, Sarah,
Whoa,
Ness,
what the hell's going on?
Now they got to try and
3v5
capitalize on
ult.
that ultimate, try and get towards the site, but really ALG are opening no doors for them, keeping that one tight as anything. No one's
Okay,
coming
I mean,
Yeah,
the good
and I
news
guess
is
the
Giants have a
coach
lot of money. They
heard
kind of
the
messed
call,
up
liked
pretty
the
heavy
call,
here, but
approved of the call, and it works out beautifully. That change of pace coming
yeah.
through here for ALG.
Dude, I think the TSM ult has overtaken how popular
here.
like the A Heaven ult
For
is these
GX,
days.
they've seen that
Definitely see
exact
the
execute now
ult
twice.
into spawn,
The first time
or like
around, that
C side of
Viper
spawn,
was such
way
a
more.
huge impact utility coming through. This time, it really caught them off guard. The fact that Muffin was able to get into garage with
Like
no
first 2 years
info
were dominated with
coming
the
through
A
for
Heaven one, and
defenders.
now
Gave them a lot of
pretty
room
much
to
the
work
Omen's
with.
always here.
Now, the next adjustment, and if
That's fast.
yeah, you love to see that for Smurfette.
my
Taking
eyes
away
are
Muffin is a big scalp
Yeah,
to
it's a
claim
nice
as
shot.
well.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we were missing in the earlier start of this. Now with the operator in her hands, Smurfette feeling a lot more comfortable, looking for those forward duels. And Deja Vu, ALG have been in this position before. This time they've got extra utility in the back of Shimilu to allow and help these players get into the site, but Mayuri, look at this setup.
The solo, but honestly, as
Fully
soon as
not
this
gonna
alarm bot
allow
or the turret goes, does the Yori just take the
to get
TP?
past.
I mean, Yori's already here, it doesn't matter.
Waiting. So Util has been popped, but I mean, it got dealt with pretty nicely, so they're in on the site here. But look how close Giantx are. They could almost do a pre-take on this. They're trying to, but it was isolated. A 1-for-1 trade out. I don't know where Juliana was. I thought that was going to be spaced a little bit better, but no, ALG still have good presence on the site. No plant in play yet, though.
Jumping the gun a little bit, Smurfette had the operator
Yeah,
in heaven and
the
couldn't
two
jump out
person
while
fast
the rest
flood
of her
in.
team flooded through.
When I
Now
say
30
two
seconds
person,
left.
one space, then one.
That drill should allow the spike to go down.
Sarah could be vulnerable, but fortunately for her, ALG didn't re-clear this, but now pointing out the first player towards Hell. Trade out Shimilu is looking so good in this.
my
You sit in
God.
unison, and now Smurfette in trouble. 9 bullets and a bit of a dream. Can't progress yet until that dart is dealt with,
Shot.
but takes down
Oh,
one. Can't
it's
get
unlucky,
the
man.
follow-up.
Their
ALG.
octopons are pretty decent, though.
Alright,
I'll give
there's
them
some
that.
stubbornness
Yeah,
to
this
this
fast
team.
flood with
Stubbornness for
like
sure, and
the
that's
solo
4
killjoy
versus
was not the
5s that
one.
ALG have been
Just
able
do
to
it all
convert
together. They had
somehow,
numbers.
some way. This round with their duelists going down first, they're still able to get in.
The ice and treatment is good.
If we go back in
Is the
time, I
ping
wish
rough for
Mayuri
ranked?
actually just stayed
A
on the
little
site
bit, not too
while
bad.
her
It's
mollies
like,
were
it's
delaying a
playable.
bit. That smoke came on right in time, and
I
all of
definitely
her
can't hold
teammates were
angles with
nearby.
Op much,
That
or at least that's
disconnect
the
with the
excuse I
flood
use.
was unfortunate for GX. And it was after the round that Smurfette found the opening kill as well. And that's one of the tough things, that gamble that you take when you put the op in, is your duelist can't be the space maker that you want on those retakes. So quickly
Yeah,
having
why
that
did,
presence
yeah.
of mind to switch weapons. Hey, give me your rifle. Quickly switch with your breach. Or you can even switch with your Viper, so that you can get that flood going. That's something that GX are going to want to talk about for the rest of this half.
Yeah, and one see, you know, this is when you'd love to be a fly on the wall and hear what's being talked about here, but timeout coming in for Giantx. Maybe feeling that those last 2 rounds, I didn't like what they were seeing, don't like what they're feeling here. This has
Yeah,
been
that's
a
what
turn
I've
of
been
events,
using as
so
well,
ALG,
studying. It helps me because like
this feels like a nice
endless, but I still get like 50, 50, 60.
After the first series they had on stage,
Zach 304, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. 46 months, Zach. Holy hell.
Giantx are looking behind the wheel now. In the last 2 rounds, they're the ones who now have to adjust back.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah, for
that's so
sure.
fine, Zach.
You know,
I appreciate
ALG,
you. 46
that
is
first map,
a good number to stop at, man. That's a crazy, crazy number. Appreciate you.
My mind, that ISO on the server,
Yeah.
having
Thank you so
to
much,
adjust
Zach.
to that sound cue is something that they have talked about consistently over the last 24 hours.
Okay,
So
what do we get
coming
with
to
the
even,
change
once
up of the
again, their
timeout?
second time picking this map
Going aggro
in this
towards
tournament.
short, set the
And I like
op
what
up.
Giantx are trying to do, kind of propping up Smurfette, popping her down towards sewer, taking
This
space
still
and then
blocks-
rotating away, right? There's safety in that position. She can stay there as long as she feels it's necessary. And it's also good
They seem
information.
comfy that no
one's
one went
crossed,
over
no one's
towards
pressuring,
A.
Nothing's really happening. That should free up these
Be Daxed
rotations,
as
so
well.
they're taking space pretty
Thank
much
you for the
on either side
prime.
of
Thank you for the 14
but
months
ALG with
also.
a great approach right up the gut, straight through middle, and I like what Muffin's
Thank you so
doing.
much, B-Dax.
It's a little brave, but it's working out. Look at the space again.
Yeah, they look
All
kinda
of this,
nice
even
at the
claiming a
moment.
kill towards CT off the back
And
of
my
Yusuf.
my
This
worry
could be
is
going
just
better for them.
how on
This is
earth
now
Giants are
How
going
is
to play
Smurfette meant
this
to play
comp and
retake
attack.
with an operator in this sort of position, especially when Miori gets caught just lackadaisically walking through spawn. That was being watched the whole time. The 3 remaining players I don't see the chances in this, but they're going to go for it. Still Operator in play, hard to clear through this B side, and Houston showing why. Already taking down her opposing number, but a 3v2, but look,
yeah, they got Sova ult to secure
got
this.
the ult here. Sat back deeper, should be the way the buck stops pretty much. Shouldn't get past that. Smurfette picks up a rifle, but again, the time is ticking. Camera towards the spike as well, and just to ensure safety.
I mean, and they're happy. They tapped it and got out of there. They get the op at least.
Hunter's Fury comes out.
Still, 6 is lovely.
With a bow on it, ALG are running this game.
Completely controlling the pace. Beautiful calling once again here for ALG.
Yeah. And I wonder if they knew they were going to try and go aggro A, because it was a nice switch up after the timeout.
So
just go fast B on this.
Hunter's Fury. They're at the end, even though that was almost a guaranteed round. So if you're GX, at least you're walking away with that small W. You still have 2 rounds left in the half, and you actually at least are able to hold on to Smurfette's Operator coming into round 11. So we'll see if she actually is able to find an opening pick.
The Viper solo holder A.
But they have switched it up.
Can at least create pressure if the wall goes up that you get into Rabbit, but
again, this mid attention from ALG. Muffin, leg shown, careful now. Galena got to be cautious too. Taking their time here. Patience being shown, maybe a tell or 2, but Muffin just claimed Miori. That feels like that was out of nowhere. Look at where she died.
Got TP up for the fast shot though.
They haven't checked on anyone pushed down this deep. I mean, I feel like they're going to drift in. They do. So that's another big impact kill here. Going to make it very hard to take towards these sites without your Sova, without your Jet. You're running on fumes. This is very hard now. But we've seen the pauses from ALG that have gotten some really big impact after.
Omen blind off the table. That communication
might as well use it. The ult from last round, yeah, I think confirming it's fine. Again, I think 6 is too many on attack already.
And look at the counter stun coming in, allowing Smurfette to clear through. She's getting played in this round just right. Gets to fall away, doesn't need to outstay here. Miori can catch the cross, relay that over to her. All the information is there. This is very controlled. This will need an outplay and overdo almost. TP all the way to the A site now. Smurfette really locked in though, drilled in on that, not gonna let Ginny get that freedom to maybe catch those rotations. Houston's
Insta-bop.
her troubles are only beginning. A 1v5. Full kit to play with though. Show me what you got, Houston. Maybe you could do some damage here, keep the morale low, not gonna happen. 5 standing for Giantx, a much better round in their minds.
Yeah, and a good spread as well. I love the, as soon as Smurfette heard the information come across from her team that they were poking and sniffing towards that garage, you saw Smurfette take the line and inch forward, go a little bit deeper, and that sort of control allows the rest of your teammates to hold their ground. And
yeah, I mean, it's looked a lot better once they got the op out.
For GX.
We have another timeout. Wait and see whose it is. Okay. So ALG wanted to check in here.
Yeah, trying to get one more round
very
here.
Competitive half. And I'm quite surprised considering the first results these teams both had. It didn't look great, I'm going to be honest. You know, they had some real shaky starts, especially for ALG. Didn't quite find their footing, but now this looks much better. Some of those set pieces,
By 6 good enough?
Look gorgeous.
Because how on earth does this comp take anywhere?
We're starting to see this one heat up a bit.
Yeah, and I feel for the coach on the ALG side. You know, this sort of timeout
you just
is
gotta
always the toughest
flash,
to call when you
send
only
it.
have 1 round left in the half, but you know that 1 round from a 6-6 half
Like
to
to
a
get
7-5
garage
half is a world of a difference. So
I don't know how you take garage.
ALG wanting to bust out their
You
best
just gotta flash body, send it, body check everything.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go back into that set opening like pistol. You know,
Okay.
we saw them
Body
do it,
droning
I believe it was
everything,
in the
yeah.
8th round, once again on a C split.
You
But
could,
they've been
like the
putting so
comp
much
the
pressure
Giants has
towards that
here,
garage B
you
that
could
they can
Bucky
do a
only on
really
defense and you
thing
would get
coming
15
into this round with a
kills.
little bit of misdirection.
Easily.
And A site that round when Houston went with the Omen ult, it was
Like
completely
a Bucky
empty. So
here,
I think with
or
a
like
little
a
bit
Bucky
slight
here, or
misdirection,
just
but
like
their end
anywhere
goal
that's
will
hard to
always
push
be
off
A
would just
site.
own you.
Would be a fantastic round for ALG.
It's
would
just
be
so
nice if
hard
they've
for
been
them.
conditioned to
They're gonna
expect
just
that maybe
rely
as
on
a
the
lead
fact
to
that
a set
hopefully
piece if
they're
they're
not gonna go
struggling with something.
here
Let's
and they
see
can
what
use
they
the
opt for
wall
here.
that creates
They just do
pressure
with
towards
Smurfette's
A,
ult,
but
if that does come into play,
I
which
don't
I
know.
imagine it
The
will
only
do
way
at
the
some
Giants
point.
win this is
TP
if
as well for them,
ALG
not so
misplay
much
it,
of a bother,
really.
but as it stands, at least they can get a decent purchase beside themselves, but no big impactful ult to start off with, and it looks like just a creep towards A, and look who's waiting, Smurfette in the sewers. It's all about timing now. Smoke is still there, and she's been sharp. Last couple of rounds, she's had impact, a missed
That's
shot.
Pansy's fault. Pansy hyped her up too much.
Now suddenly look at the rotation from Giantx, and you just saw it
Bit
on
of
the
pansy
entry there.
cuss
3-4.
counter,
That's
if anything.
all heading through. Smurfette pops the off for big info. Spots enough, right? This should be enough to be very telling. Do they continue to commit? There's still about a minute here. They've got site control. Spike is there. And Leia just found Miori.
Lovely luck as well. Info of all four.
Well,
And their
for
after plants have
GX,
been really
they've
good,
wasted
so
much utility already. Cypher ult gonna give a lot of information for ALG.
They gotta go. Smurfette leading the charge here. Takes away Muffin, can't get the follow-up. The spacing nice. ALG now looking to swing. Julia already clearing house.
Of
Down
course
to
they
just one.
lose this.
And Leon was noticed earlier, but she's on the site already. Great first fight,
Lovely
needs
cage.
another.
Lovely,
Can
lovely
she
cage.
find it? Can she clutch?
Oh, it's so unlucky,
so
dude.
close.
Of
And
course they-
Giantx
of
at
course
the
they win
final
this
moment
retake.
here. Can be able to
4v5
close
retake.
up this score at 6 apiece.
Ice in her veins. I thought for sure
it managed to get
that
3
Ginny
here.
had the line there to be able to win that one out, but Jolina
I still think
cleaning
6
up
isn't
house
enough,
and
but we'll
able
see.
to actually get the 6th on the board for the side of GX there.
This has been a really explosive first half. Wonderful to see both sides picking up a little bit
Pansy
here.
cuss into my cuss,
Hopefully
yeah,
that bleeds through
that's
into
true.
the second of this 6-6 scoreline. And luckily we
Crouches
have a bit of a treat for you
everywhere,
guys
yeah,
at home.
bullets
So while
just
we wait for
flying
the
over
second
everyone's
half,
head.
we're going to be joined by Yinzu with one of our favorite co-streamers on site. So don't go anywhere, you want to hear this.
We have a lot of amazing personalities here in Berlin, so I thought we'd do a little bit of a check-in, you know, with Leviathan here from Giantx. Now, first of all, I saw you in Korea, I've seen you in Madrid, you're traveling all over the world for VCT, but I know this is your first ever time being on site for GameChangers Champ. So tell me how you're feeling, are you enjoying the event, and how does this compare to some of the other events you've been to before?
Well, it's really different to stay on a GameChangers Champions. It's my first time, as you said, and it's really nice because I love see the girls playing, and my team is here, so it's like a dream.
Speaking of the girls playing, I know she's not playing right now, but you have played with Toki before. So how nice is it to see her on this big stage as well?
Well, it's the first Spanish player in GameChangers staying in a championships. So I'm really glad for her, and I hope she wins, and I hope the best for her.
She will be playing, I think, tomorrow. Now, back to Giantx. I know you're a Killjoy main, you know your stuff, so what's it like to watch Miori? What do you think about her Killjoy on that map?
Well, Miori is the best Killjoy I ever seen, so I hope she winning. I would like to be a little bit of her Killjoy.
Wow, all right, you're so real for that. You're so real for that. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great co-stream. Make sure you check her out as well. And let's just hop back into the map and see if GX can bring it home.
We have here. Can they bring it home, or does ALG have that fire beneath them? As said, on that attacking side, they looked quite clear-cut, structured. They had a goal in mind, and they executed it very well. Great impact on the lurks. Now with the sides flipped, are you expecting to see
this is where we get the
potentially and kind of
questions.
continue that approach, or do you think we're going to see a more just standard
ALG
start out
prioritize
here to the first
here
map of
That-
Haven?
with an
that's
op on the
that's
jet.
key question,
It's
Lauren.
going to be a
ALG
nightmare
can't afford
because
to
they
play
literally
standard going into the
cannot
second
push
half
the
with
op
Viper
off.
on the other
But
side.
are
You
they
see the
just
Viper
hoping
line coming
that
through here
this
in
is the
mid. It
only
cuts off the
position?
entire line
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
A main. So
Are they just hoping
generally
this is the only
Zolas,
position, so they
they
just buy an
have so much
attack op to push
information
it off or
with
something?
just their util, but depending on how much pressure Sarah puts, Muffin has got to get active on this defense.
I think Giants need to win the
There's
pistol.
layers to this, like an onion. You ever watch Shrek? Movie?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
So quiet. Perfect. For now, though, it's a very patient start, very tense from both sides. You can see that directly Giantx
Nice
are
shot.
opting for that B side. They've made good progress here, but whether they can commit towards
For
it
people
or
that
not,
haven't really seen the Viper
They
comps
are.
on
They
Haven, a
hit
lot of the
backside,
time
smoke up
it's
towards
the
that C
Viper's similar to a
connector. Spike
deadlock,
is
right?
there.
And I call these VIP comps where if you get one player or one agent into a site, then you win the after plant. It's normally how these comps work with the Viper.
I was wondering
You
if they were
save the
gonna go
smoke
straight
for
on
after
flood, and they
plant.
are, and it's not going
You
to
win
plan.
the
That's
after
actually getting a
plant.
little bit dangerous, but Lan goes down.
Yeah,
I
looks like
thought
they're
she
gonna
might be
win
able to
the
get a
pistol as
little bit more impact on that one. They were down so low. They were left so broken and bruised, but they still stand. Sarah and Smurfette still alive. Keep the numbers so favorable for Giantx. This gets so hard
Yeah,
now.
we got the low
for
HP
ALG
luck
and
in
the
as well.
last two
Nice.
players.
Smurfette's doing such a good job not allowing any sort of equalizers to come through, just staying tucked and playing the long con.
Yeah, the timing on that is going to be it feels like the be-all and end-all, doesn't it? The second that going to hear the drop down towards Garage there. So that's a known target, so we're already going to path towards this one, Smurfette. Yeah, that's beautifully handled. Muffin, this is really tough. Yes, you could argue that Smurfette's a little bit lower, Sarah is down a little bit low, but Muffin's gonna give it a damn good go. But this is tough. This is tough to witness. And yeah, just being toyed with. And there it is. Giantx gonna pick up the pistol here. And how do you feel about that?
And I think they
flood
needed
through
to do
that
this.
C-connector? 'Cause it worked out
It
for
should
them.
be close now.
It felt a little risky there, because, I mean, 1 or 2 shots hitting the other way around, that could have gone towards ALG's favor.
Yeah, it definitely could have, but for ALG, they've got to talk a little bit faster about keeping Muffin a lot more mobile. I think going sniffing deeper into the A main should help out. But yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I mean,
2 deaths. We got a
have the
Sheriff
fighters
on
and pick
defense.
the right site at the right time. Of course, that's easier said than done when the Viper is on the other side.
All right, danger player is going to be Muffin. The rest are on classics. So if she can get the ball rolling, it would be a dream come true for ALG. For Giantx, you want to see 5 standing.
Okay, a little bit of a
Most they're willing
bait
to
for the
lose here
Jet.
will be 2. Miori and maybe
They
Sarah.
should be
Maybe they don't
expecting
want
it.
Ghosts, but I do see Guardians, and Shimilu does at least get Smurfette. So they're going to tighten this one up. Houston, they're going to make this a little bit more costly. They should be able to collect the rifle that got dropped on
Yeah,
long,
it
but
doesn't
these
matter
three
too much,
can't
right? They
afford
only
to go
lost the
down
ghost.
here.
Everyone taking a
They've
risk
gotta
pretty
keep
much was the
this
ghost.
Nice and clean.
The server recon to clear here. Yeah, it's a good sign that they're already like trying to use positions that can't be cleared by the recon. Or like the recon isn't. That normally clears.
Okay.
Giants also done a really good job of just letting the breach get everything extra as well. 2 away from a breach ult, they're in a pretty good spot.
Giantx gonna lose what they were willing to lose, which is Miori and I guess Smurfette in that situation, but they keep the 3 bulk weapons they came in with, Guardian 2 Bulldog. So this bonus now has a little bit more bite to it. On the other side, this is going to be a big round for them. I feel like they've got to answer back.
They have to, because having a Viper in your back pocket for GX, that makes this bonus that much more dangerous. On the pistol, we saw Sarah take that duel down towards the short A and found herself looking at 3 defenders. So you can see all the members of GX very much grouped. They want to go behind this Viper wall and have some sort of pounce factor. 1-3-1 setup here for ALG is just a solo Sova.
Yeah, and look how much space they're getting off this utility.
Okay, so they
Instantly gonna
fight
be forcing
aggro
Shimilu.
A long a lot of the time.
There's not much more she can do about that. Has to try and hold the ground as best she can with what feels like near on a blindfold. That's a little bit of a look. Presence being shown here, but the spike's unmoving. It's still taking its time. I think they're just trying to draw out that
ALG
limited utility,
early.
that precious utility.
Oh, they move off. So they lost A control, and what they wanted to do was punish over towards B, but then because they lost A control and they needed more numbers over towards A, they had to trip deeper on towards Garage, and they split up. And did not want to be given this comp alley picks.
Yeah, prying that side open, but Yusin is still here. The paranoia can go through.
DP out.
She is nearsighted herself, but again, you're looking at the support system. A little bit of a fumble on that, but Yusin still standing tall. Maybe she can follow up. She
Beast.
can!
To kill everyone.
Impact already.
Actually has to kill everyone.
Finally, finding more.
Goodness.
She is just a turret on the site herself. An ace would need one
Yeah,
more,
who
but
needs
she's only got
smokes on
8
this?
HP. Sarah has to walk into the line
Damn,
and stand,
dude.
and Yusin is there.
Oh, there we go.
Keeping hope
That was
alive
lovely.
for ALG.
More convincing, but
Impressive
yeah, lovely shots.
movements coming out here from Yusin, and I love that 3rd kill as well. That nice little sidestep to just dodge those bullets. Some matrix action coming out here from Yusin, and that's beautiful because, you know, they kind of failed their B retake earlier on, so this time around they had their weaponry, they had their defenders in the right place, and a great response coming through here for ALG. And I like the look from GX. They're playing a mental warfare.
Giants got
mind games
enough kills
across
to make
the
this a
board,
big swing
not
run,
letting
though.
ALG know where they want to end.
Oh, we are
Pacey,
sending it,
Muffin.
dude. Lovely.
The paranoia was
You got enough though, you can get out.
Muffin set up for success and keeps going.
Oh,
I feel
we're-
like you
we're
could
still
pull away
going?
from this, but maybe they feel they've got a shot at some more, and actually laying to swing around on this. This pace change was out of nowhere.
Wait, we did a push with
Getting
4?
all the reads, did
Kinda
not
cool.
want to give GX this orb
Chill,
of
chill.
Ness
Whoa.
and
Wait, what is
Shimilu
going on in
winning
this?
out that 1v1. If Sarah
They're winning
got
a lot
that
of
pick,
important
you
duels. I mean,
see
this
their
one on
Sova is
site
all solo
scared me a
towards
little bit, I'm
this
not gonna lie, but
would have gotten the spike down, so huge anchor moves coming out here. And for GX,
Four-person push down. Yeah, it was nice though. It's like breach stun, and then you try and dodge the breach stun, and you eat the Omen flash, and then the Jet dashes so far back, like pathing like this, that people that eat the Omen flash can't.
They are
see
so
you.
far back, all the way in spawn.
You talk about like hot and cold, right?
Yeah.
Start around, they are down C-long, and they push even
Then
further,
everyone just
right? That
everyone
is
just sits together because they could have
high
got
tempo,
anywhere
super
timing
volatile,
wise.
love it. It was well crafted, good
They all
paranoia
stick
to it,
together.
everything
This is
there.
nice.
And now
They're gonna get a plant and breach
freezing
ult,
cold,
but
right? They're literally sat in
you wouldn't
spawn,
see a
holding the
breach ult unless the
furthest back
Killjoy
extremities,
kills
taking no
3, to
risks.
be honest.
Miori trying to be the one to be proactive. She has to find impact here. You don't win a 2v4 by playing it perfectly. You need almost a mistake, and that's rotten luck here. Already going to be noted. Oh, going to come in. Hold on, they're fully committing on this one. Miori head first for Halos, and it might just pay off too.
Or you're
going to
see an instant breach ult.
A valiant attempt, but they stand tall. ALG, more of that, please.
Wow, valiant effort for sure. A little ambitious, but
Little
I wonder if
ambitious, yeah,
Miori
that's
didn't have that Cypher
that's
cam
a way of
stuck in her.
flaming.
Maybe she gets away with a third.
Little ambitious. Damn, she's got it down. She could be on
Good
this stream.
effort and man, ALG, the calling
Little
right now
ambitious.
on the defense.
Still
The
that one.
fact that they did push out that long C as Ness was one off the orb, just being one step ahead of the attacker's game plan.
I love it.
Taking the fight to them.
I just love disruptive play like that. You throw that in once every X amount of rounds, then they have to burn utility a little more early. Then the map suddenly feels so less free to make these moves around. It just completely changes the dynamic of it. But you can see what it's done to the money as well.
Okay,
for
and they
Giantx. They're
still
going in without
early
more
want to
snapping
punish
this round. Now
Garage
they're
because
back
this
in with
comp
Guardians,
cannot take Garage
Bulldogs,
unless they.
light shields. They got the TP, sure,
Yeah,
but
this
beyond
comp
that,
cannot
one
take
away from
Garage
the
unless they
lockdown,
like brute
Smurfette, two
force
off
it.
from her, so nothing to bank on here. Paranoia primed in a little trap set, it looks like, but that Paranoia
Oh,
I
they
don't think
love
got it, but the
oh,
stun
chill,
certainly
chill,
did.
dude.
And they're just getting more
Oh my
aggressive.
goodness.
They're just layering in this hurt here. Smurfette wants vengeance.
Everyone's
She gets
wait,
it.
everyone's a
Good
lunatic.
trade, and now the brawl begins.
What's
Muffin
my
now
Jet
out
doing?
for blood, doesn't get what she wants, and Smurfette kicks it up a gear herself. Jimmy
They
Lou
love
now the last one
they love
alive
a
and mile away.
stun Omen
This
flash
is,
like side by
gonna be a
side,
very
and
long
you
road
pick your
back in,
poison
but
of which
that was
one's gonna hit you.
Almost felt a needless brawl at times.
Needless, that's the key word for sure. Definitely forced coming out here for ALG, and maybe in their scrims it went a lot better than what we just witnessed, but for sure Leyen had every
Ambitious?
opportunity
That was
to
yeah,
walk
that was a
away.
little ambitious.
I love
You're
their
right.
opening, right? They
All of it
started
was.
That's great.
away
I'd
with
love
that
to see them to
Yeah,
back
they did
away
so
there.
good to get the
That's
first
all
kill.
you needed, but maybe that last round gave them that almost overconfidence. Hey,
Yeah.
let's just keep pushing it, keep pushing it. Yeah, a little unfortunate. I'd love to see that tempered a second earlier.
Would have been beautiful to see, but hey, if they got those kills, we'd be sat here talking
Singing
about
their
how
praises?
amazing
Does it wreck them?
It was. So
It does kind of wreck
definitely
them.
couldn't see the motion or the vision rather
Sure.
of why they would do that, but
This will be
Just a
2,
hindsight
so this
Harry
could be
over
a
here.
drop
What can
because
I
we've got
say?
4 util and armor.
Hey,
Goes
Muffin,
good.
the timing in which
So this will
Muffin
be a
found
drop
herself
here, and
on
then
that
we
play, that fast
force.
pitch. The vision was definitely
Muffin's
there,
a
but
little bit wrecked,
Smurfette
money-wise.
handling it so well, double kill, and now with the Yoru ult on the table, she's gonna be able to find out exactly what site is free, and maybe they can even use Mayuri's ult in the post instead. So
A couple of ults now, kicking in.
Okay, it has knives as well. Gets the
for
outlaw.
Muffin. How many have light shields? Only
A
2,
two.
I think. Yeah, that's it. So a little bit trickier, but have the knives. And yeah, switching. You can see the hesitation on it. Like Guardian, maybe
Is this
outlaw,
jump
not
throw the
sure.
ghost spawn?
Looking like a C hit coming out for Giantx though. There's the ult coming straight through from Smurfette, right up through the B site. Bringing out the player. Anything to couple with this? What's the plan now, Smurfette? There's the stun, there is the jump out. Oh, and there's the punish. Leyen making up for that last round now. Standing her ground, keeping control of that C site. Nice try, not this round, and gets a follow-up on Miori. Doubling down on finding impact here.
the fault line a little bit missing the mark there. Unfortunate for Smurfette. She did have a flash in her back pocket, but maybe getting a little bit overzealous. And both
It's the
defenders
stun.
are
I mean, the
still
stun hit
on
1,
A
right?
site
Or am
for
I just
ALG.
wrong?
If GX
Either
are
way,
able to really draw
we're
down
going
the
out of
clock
our
and
Yoru
buy
ult
Sarah some time
here.
to cook,
Team
maybe there's a
hasn't even
chance,
turned
but
this
that
corner.
should help things. Now maybe
And we didn't flash.
Sarah, she's got to make a choice. Now she has to decide whether she wants to regroup with her team or keep up her lurk.
Yeah, it's so tricky, isn't it? It feels like Sophie's choice. There is no good way. And backpedaling, Shimilu already checked from Sewer, but Jelena is holding this one together, but takes A little bit of time to do so, but that's fine. You take that. Plant's going to come in. Still has ult, still has paranoia, has another smoke. You got Nest by your side, but you are up against 3 with full util near on, excluding that owl drone. Dart is there. Everything is there. So proactive is the name of the game, trying to play ahead of it. And get swept aside. The retake is on the money.
They called the smoke close. They used this smoke to give the freedom of the stun into the smoke. Then they dash through, find out where they are, and then just insta-pinch back through. That was awesome.
I thought that was enough information. The fact that she saw that Omen and Cypher immediately towards that C site, finding those agents, you can really visualize with that process of elimination exactly what the defense setup is. But again, it came down to the utility. It was off the mark.
Yeah, just the miss on the stun. It could have been such a different round there. Totally different. No timeouts here. I love Coach Cam. Never get rid of Coach Cam.
Yeah, Coach Cam is fun.
Best thing.
Okay, is this the
now the
smoke?
It's starting to look really nice, at least for ALG. Starting to build up a little bit. They've got some ults to depend on the other side.
You pop it, it creates a lot of pressure either side.
Within touching distance and straight up towards B.
This is what I wanted to see. Muffin all the time trying to prioritize this position. It's the one pause that spots all at A where you can just have one person. So overall, it's going to tank it, right?
Oh my god, yeah, lovely angle to play through. ALG dropping the bodies. But this is a tough round. This was a half buy, but they get an upgrade on at least one. Julina now has the upgrade to the rifle. A pivot through towards that C site. Paranoia goes in, finds no target, so that's fine. But a body spotted Houston. Light work on Nest, just swats her away. And now down to 2. Plant is in, but what are you meant to do to defend it? Now you already have Muffin hightailing it through. Houston's right there. This is an aggressive side, ALG. And Sarah, okay, good start. 2 more, at least on site, and 1 to the left on towards long. No tag and no frag for now. Yeah, not gonna happen. ALG
it is a low buy still.
What a round, what a round.
They're 1 away from breach short as well.
ALG always had that Sova on.
I remember that. No, they hardly
so
did any coach cam. Nice to coach. It was
they
nice.
needed to be able to convert.
It's good for my sake. I was just flaming my team the whole time.
They're not doing anything that special. So far, it's been pretty standard. And I talked about in the beginning of the round, they have to be proactive. They have to go find out the information. So moving forward into round 21, I'd like to see GX slow things down, really take advantage of having the Viper in this composition, and go back to what they did in the beginning of this half, which was throw out those misdirections.
Okay, I wonder what they're even going to do. Do they just... they have fast strats? I think they have to just...
Sarah to then step up a touch.
Pretty sure they have to default A with this.
She should be fine.
Then get out, they can take garage. Like unless you default A, create pressure, and then the Cypher can walk garage. Sorry, the Killjoy can walk garage.
She just needs to give the information to her team and, hey, is there a defender on A site or not? And let your IGL or your mid-rounder make the choice of where you want to end. But so far, it's been pretty straightforward for ALG, and ALG are just better.
Which is wild, right?
Right.
Like, our predictions are going to be in the bin today.
They are in.
We could have some upsets, and I'm happy for it, because I think looking at that first series for both of these sides, it was a little bit more... I guess within touching distance for Giantx to lose how they did, it was a really hard game for ALG. They looked just kind of blown out of the water by Falcon, so I think a lot of us went, not sure how they're going to fare against someone like Giantx, who's a little bit more of a household name. But coming into today, the vast majority of the gun rounds, even in this second half, have been ALGs.
Right, low money again, they got Killjoy
absolutely see why Giantx
I think they agree with what I'm saying, that they have to go aggro over towards A to at least create the pressure. Because they saw last round of the Jet solo hold A.
Towards that A side for now, it's going to be a brawl, you know it is. Muffin on a knife's edge here, leans a little closer forward, and already Giantx steamrolling through. Ginny is still here. They've got to know someone's still around. The flash, it's not going to affect the player she wanted, but she's still alive. How's she gotten away with it? How is she alive?
Oh my goodness.
Get out of here, Ginny! She shouldn't have been alive, and she's still firing. Brings us back to maybe a realm of possibility for Layan, but this is difficult, this is tough. Tries to isolate more, can't happen. Giantx answer back in.
Well, they're going to A default for the rest of this.
Pretty much decided.
We'll be down with some kind of C push.
It was fast-paced.
Or just, as soon as they take A control, I'd one person walk C.
Maybe they would have been able to see those
maybe
players.
Honestly, I tell you what would be nice here, like a Cypher that just deep cameras C, and then has the trip in garage, trip front B, and just have 4 on A.
They want to go again. starting the round again towards this A main.
Yeah, they can do it. They can do deep camera and then
now
trip
they're
here.
sending Sarah towards that C, and the bodies, the fighters,
Deep camera, pick up your
are trying to
trip.
control this A main.
Picks up the trip, puts it over towards garage. This is nice.
For ALG here.
This is
Trying to be
straight up
frugal
the
in
most
their
perfect thing to
purchase.
do.
The Muffin is so close.
I like the
by.
change-ups.
Are
Good.
they even aware of this? Houston's going to find Smurfette. Muffin unleashes Fury, but only finds one. But this is still damage done and a player advantage for ALG.
Yeah, and they lost the
Very
camera
early
towards
into the
here, and
round.
we
They can
just placed the
slip
trip.
back here, sit a little
Picking
deeper.
up trips is
Now,
a
Giantx have to try
broken
and approach this
mechanic,
without
to be
Smurfette.
honest.
No Miori either.
That should change.
Tricky for them now
Cypher's
to
in
approach
such a
either of these
crazy
sites
good
that they
spot.
fancy going towards.
That I'm not sure you should be able to pick up
Ginny
trips.
Still got that breach ultimate in her back pocket.
Shadows traveling.
1 full minute left to go. Just saw the shoulder.
Oh, the ult on top as well. Hold on, but you can see the spikes on the way out here. Leyen just going to lean on forward. Sarah with a quick clear. Now suddenly LG in trouble. Net's going to take down Houston. This is going from bad to worse as Ginny forced away and Giantx regaining composure by every second that passes.
Some miscomms coming through, unfortunately for ALG. Now Ness, man advantage and weaponry.
Darts there. This has got to be the go-up. And away we go. First in towards Logs. You can see the players here. Giantx aren't letting this one go now.
That's
Digging their
devastating.
heels
These
in.
breach ult into it as
Pressing
well.
to let this go,
Yeah,
and they
Giants will
won't.
take this.
Ness, good work there.
They had a
There was composure in the
pretty
chaos
good
for a moment
idea,
for ALG, then it went
and
too far. Then it
then
fell into kind of
it
pandemonium
just fell apart.
almost.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the comm was or why Ginny thought that she had to send it towards B, that breach ult, but man, it would have been so great if it did go and hit the mark towards that garage C site. So unfortunate for ALG, they had that round that could have completely swung it.
Add a
But
cooldown
fortunately
after
for them,
picking
they
up
get
the
to catch
trips.
their breath
Yeah,
here.
honestly,
They also
anything
get
like
to
that.
take a second look at their money, and that was his eco round. That was an eco round. They made it competitive. Going into this one now, they should be able to get that operator on the back of their jet. And 2 rounds ago, we saw an incredible push coming out from ALG to completely change the tide. So we'll see if that's what they're cooking up in this pause, but unfortunate for ALG there. Man, for Ginny.
Yeah. I also got to say, both Omens absolutely going
frying.
nuts. Yeah, look, 22 for Houston and then for
23
Jelena,
to 12, yeah,
23.
23 to 12 and 22 to 16.
It's kind of wild.
You love Omen ults on Haven as well.
Yeah.
I mean, so many cheeky, fast plays that you can do, especially because the defenders love to fight forward. So sending that Omen ult randomly in Hell, randomly in Spawn, and just do a quick A-split. So fun to do.
Yeah, 2 rounds back-to-back now for Giantx, getting themselves in the lead here at 11 to 10. ALG, though, timeout is now. They still have a purchase in hand
Their
here.
money, like,
So
okay, their money's still
operator
decent.
looking like it's coming out to play.
Pretty much all in though. This is kind of, this decides a lot.
Muffin wants to hold the fort down at C. We'll see if she decides to push it later on. They've sent their sentinel towards this A side. This tells me that Shimilu wants to be
Giants go
mobile.
for
She wants to
their
leave this A
Viper
site in the
smoke on
mid-round. If
B.
you just
Every
wanna
time they've done
leave
this, they've at least just prodded B
Zayn on
early.
this site on her devices, but as I say that, it's a short A push.
Maybe with the lockdown, she
So
get a quick
Trail.
flank potentially if she fancies it, but you can see the setup here. They're very aware of this. I don't know if they're biting on this B take just yet. Real patience, and Giantx
Yeah,
now
TP
starting to
this
close
and
in. Quick TP.
Everyone plays off the plant.
Jelena
Oh, is a
gonna have to
really
abort the
nicely
mission, though,
timed
has to
breach
get out of
damage.
dodge. So a nice little pause here to offset
Can I
the
get an
timing.
Omen smoke here?
Smoke's going to go back in, and Jelena going back in for that second attempt at the plant. So nothing this time should stop it. I'm looking at the tempo of this retake, however, as Jelena already going to
Just keep an eye on the Omen
get back
smokes,
to
'cause
safety.
instead of smoking site, I mean, they did smoke site eventually, it's just after the plant. They smoke it for the retake, and then we save a smoke for the spike itself.
This dart has to be valuable, though. There
So they
has to be
tap
value
it
to
as
this. Now the
well,
pressure on the backline.
and the
Nice
Omen
timing on this.
falls down
Gonna draw the
before
attention away,
smoking
but
the spikes.
Smurfette
There's still a
unfazed
one-way.
by it.
Oh,
Neither
it's
is
done.
Sarah. Giantx still holding down the site. Only Muffin to answer back down middle. Jelena still standing. That, if it was double, could have been something, but Ginny now denied. There is no chance on this.
Yeah,
The
smokes were
one-way
slightly
in
off.
play, the Viper utility, the post plants are dirty to play against. You can't get away from that.
You can't.
Okay,
They
2
almost
chances.
did that
That was-
double.
it was a try.
That
It-
was so close. But what a round for GX, and it was a decent response for ALG. That delay in getting that.
Well, they had really good delay. They did like the hard part, right? Where you stop the first plant and you actually like time the breach damage right, and then you just have to smoke this, and then have someone flood in after. But they just didn't smoke, and they held both angles. They knew that they could just go plant again. You're meant to like stop the plant, open us to TP out, and then you create pressure with the smoke. You could have pushed into the site. You could be anywhere, but they didn't, and they could just walk back in, plant again. And then the Omen died before being able to smoke the Spank.
Tries to get a jump spot off
it fell apart a little bit for ALG.
That could be the start of the end, really, at this point. That C site now, red carpet rolled out. They're on the way in. Plants there, and we've already talked about the post plants. And you've got to now add in Ness's ult.
The second time so many think this comp loses. Yeah, I mean, the thing with these comps that have holes, if you don't punish the holes, then
oh man,
then it doesn't really matter.
It does, doesn't it? But show us something miraculous. Show us something to make us believe. The Bucky is still in play. Quick little turnaround, and Sarah denies the first one forward. Ult in play as well, and Sarah gets hungry for more. Does control the spray in the end, and Muffin falls. This might be a real end of things as Ginny and Yusin.
Smoke into stick and pray.
4 players to try and get past. Such an uphill struggle. The one way's back in. Welcome back to the last round you're in. And Miori wants this one sealed, signed, and delivered. Giantx.
All right, now see them from Giants. I still don't think they're comp like it. Honestly, if they keep playing this tournament, this comp will get punished at one point. I'm pretty sure. They survived for this one.
Have changed, and GX were on the attack. The mind games that they brought out early on.